we as Circassians, we want to achieve that thing, and we want the Chechens to achieve that thing, and we want to be able to be free.
We are showing to our people that the unity is possible, the communication is possible, brotherhood is possible.
Time to achieve that our grandfathers that were dreaming that living an independent North Caucasus, today is this day, we have to do it, and it's time to be united.
Line between campanellism or different opinions, which is democracy in Chechen society.
Caucasian people had a lot of courage, so make this courage a resource to unite yourself and to show us how you unite ourselves.
Let me introduce my guests. This is Burak Ostaz, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs in Government of Chechen Republic of Ichkeria. Mr. Iyad Youghar, Chairman of N.Caucasus Nations Committee. Francesco Benedetti, Honorary Consul of Chechen Republic of Ichkeria in Italy. Buongiorno, Francesco.
Buongiorno.
And Honorary Consul of Chechen Republic of Ichkeria in France, Mr. Chamil Albakov. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Conference dedicated to 33rd anniversary of independence of Chechen Republic of Ichkeria. And let's start from you, Chamil. What's your impressions on this conference? What's your thoughts? First of all, about unity of Chechen society.
I'm very impressed by this conference. It was very good organized, well organized conference. There were many experts, politicians, great participation, and the points of resolution that we have adopted at the end of the conference are very important, very efficient, and the issues which were discussed on this conference are essential for all of us, for Chechen Republic, for Circassians, for all the North Caucasus nations.
Thank you, Chamil. Ostaz, what do you think about unity of Chechen society?
I will not speak only about the Chechen society, but I will speak about the unity inside of the North Caucasian community. I am from the old diaspora in Turkey, and in the most difficult times we were managed to be united. We organized rallies all together. We helped the people who are in need, and today there is an ongoing war in Ukraine, and Russia is very close to collapse. This is an historical moment, and it is time to be united again as a whole North Caucasian people.
Thank you so much. Francesco, you as a citizen of Italy, and you are involved in the life of Chechen people, so what do you think about today's circumstances of lives of Chechen people inside of occupied territories and abroad?
Okay. First of all, as an Italian, I understand perfectly the meaning of the concept of division, because my nation was divided for centuries, and we spent almost 3 or 4 centuries to understand that to be together is better than to be divided. Because if we are divided, for example, we will search our patrons outside of our community, and patrons don't give their support for free. So it's very simple for a nation divided to fall in hatred and in division. And it is a very normal situation for small people, and I insert Italian people in the group of the small people. And as an European, I'm experimenting the same situation that Chechens and North Caucasian in general are experimenting now, because we are a 27 nation that are trying to make something together. And I think it's very important that this meeting and this prospect that Chechens and other people of Caucasus has made, because I think it's the only way to defend who we are from external aggressions. In the case of both Caucasus republics and European republics, the aggressor is the same. So we have a similar story, and we can influence each other. I can return to my Italian friends and say, look, Chechens and Caucasian people has understood the same thing we have understood, not so far. So I think it's a good direction, and I hope we will go through together.
Thank you so much. Mr. Youghar, what are your impressions about conference?
You know, the conference was an excellent conference. The conference was set in a certain objective, and the objectives were achieved. And I am very happy with this. And I am also delighted that almost every single conference we had thus far, among the Chechen and Circassians, whether it's in Geneva, in Washington, D.C., and in different places, and now in Brussels, and we had one big meeting before that in Brussels last year. They're all successful, they're all good. So the conference was excellent by all measures, and we are very proud of the conference and the message it delivered to the international community.
Francesco, Italy and Italian people, as you said, went through all these difficulties. I mean, campanellism, it's very typical for such nations. Do you see such things in Chechen society? Not jealous, I mean, in human nature, but campanellism as aesthetic.
I fell in love with Chechens also for this, because I found a little Italy in the Caucasus for a lot of other things, and especially a little Tuscany in the Caucasus, because in Tuscany, in all Italy, but in Tuscany in particular, every village has his identity, and I think that it's something good if you look at the diversity of people. It's very funny, and it's very good to work around in Tuscany and say that village that it's different from the other village and so on. But it's very difficult to create something united, something strong. And it was the doom of my country from the fall of the Roman Empire, so a lot of the years ago, to yesterday, because Italy was united in 1861, so just the age of my grandfather. And I think the difference is a point of view. You see yourself. If you see yourself just behind your nose, you see a lot of difference. But if you see ourselves from the height, and you look at what can make stay together us in front of something that is very different, I think it's more easy to find, to reach unity. From an external point of view, I see very well the difference from the North Caucasian people and the Russians. It's very clear, from the physical difference to the way of life, to the religion. There are a lot of big differences, and these differences are biggest than the difference between a Circassian or a Chechen. It's like the difference between a Tuscan and a man from Milan. Yes, we have some difference, and if we look strictly on our difference, I could say that from a Tuscan people to a Lombard people, there are a lot of difference. But if we compare this kind of difference with Russians, it became, or with Algerians, became very much higher. So, if I can, the counsel I give to North Caucasian people is try to look your identity in confronting your identity to the identity of Russians, and compare it to your identity with the Chechens, and I'm sure you will find a lot of similarity. That's not to be the same people, just to recognize the same family, something like this.
Iyad, what do you think? Because Chechen people faces changes of destiny for the moment. It is a chance, historical chance, to get to turn back independence and to be deoccupied and to be united. And in front of such a destiny turns, what Chechen people can do in terms of such a different approach in their views on government, on ways maybe, what's Chechen people gonna do to be united in front of such a great event?
Yeah, well, thank you. That's a very good question. And I will tell you that lessons in history are very important. Let me take this one back a little bit so you could view how important what's going on today as compared to what we had in the past and we missed the opportunity. My history with my Chechen brothers and sisters, and actually all the Caucasus nations who are very close to us, as we lived in diaspora, there was this spirit of unity, this spirit of similarity as we lived in different societies, in different countries. Chechens, Circassians, and other nations of the Caucasus very close to each other because everybody regarded us as the same, and we combined together, we stuck together most of the time, whether it was in Jordan, Syria, Turkey. We were united in many different ways, with some different differences, simple differences, but in general we were regarded by the outside world as a group of Caucasus people, and that gave us that sense of unity. But going back to the first Chechen War, when President Youghar was holding his defenses in the presidential palace, the hope in the Caucasus was that if Chechnya win the war against Russia and Chechnya is independent, then this would be the way for the other Caucasus nation to follow. Circassian in general, especially in diaspora, had a high hope that this will happen. We in the United States, we saw this opportunity. The press, the media, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, TV channels, and everybody else was talking about the Chechen War. And there was a long period of time when President Youghar held out his defenses in the presidential palace, and every morning we will go and read the New York Times and we'll see that the Chechens are holding defenses, they are defending the presidential palace, and the Russians are not able to do it. We had high hopes. These high hopes somehow short-lived, and the reason they were short-lived because we could not get anyone from the Chechen people at the time to come with us and defend our case in the political arenas in the United States. We could not find someone who could represent us to talk to the policymakers in the West, to the policymakers in the United States, that this is the right cause. We are fighting in this. We need your help in order to establish the independence of Chechnya and thereafter independence of other nations. So we lost that hope because of our inability to find the right representation in the Western world and in a civilized world to defend our freedom cause. Today, things have changed. Today, we do have representation. We do have leadership who understand what we need to do and how we need to do it. That leadership is respected, is well listened to in the Western world, and it's very credible. This is the opportunity that if we had back during Johar Dodayev's time, we could have been very successful in achieving freedom and independence, especially as the Soviet Union collapsed. We had that opportunity and we missed it because we were not united. We did not have the ability to have a good presentation. Today, the Russian Federation is likely to fracture. That opportunity is here again today. What we missed in the past of a leadership, of a unity, today we have. What we missed in influence in Europe and in the United States, that we could present our case clearly, now we have. This opportunity we cannot miss. Because if we miss this opportunity, we will not have it anymore. We are able, the leadership, the Chechen leadership, the North Caucasus leadership in the United States as well as in Europe, and more importantly in Europe, is able to make the case for the Chechen people clearly. This conference was a proof of this, that we put in things in perspective so the world see our cause and they see it clearly. We have this positive ability right now to present our case. There's only one element is going to hinder this leadership's ability to pursue and achieve success in the pursuit of freedom, not only for the Chechen people, but for all North Caucasus people. And that is what seems to be a disunity among our people. And then when we talk about unity and disunity, I will tell you that my feeling, my faith, that all the Chechen people, no matter where they are and who they are, the majority of them believe in the freedom of Chechnya. They all want to achieve the same thing. We as Circassians, we want to achieve that thing, and we want the Chechens to achieve that thing, and we want to be able to be free. But I see now, from the Western world view, that our disunity, our inability to put together our fractured elements together is going to be the hindrance in our ability to achieve our objective. So this is the time where unity is mostly needed. And when we talk about this unity, we have differences. The Chechen, the groups and elements, and the one who believe in free Chechnya, they do have a lot of differences. This is the time to put all differences aside and think of unity and think of the future and think what we can achieve if we are united. And there will be a time down the line in the future when we come back to these differences and resolve them in a positive way. This is not the time to be divided. This is the time to be united. The Western world and the Europeans, our friends like Francesco, whose heart and soul is with the Chechens and the North Caucasus people. We have also people in Washington, D.C. who think like you do, Francesco. They expect us to be united. When they wanted to speak in our behalf, they want to see us speaking the same voice. If we don't have the same voice, if we don't have the same spirit, if we don't have the same approach, then we will be losing this opportunity into the future, the near future, I hope, that we will achieve the objectives of our aspirations as Chechen and Circassians. And when I speak to the Chechen people, I would like to tell them, I am speaking to you as a Cherkess brother. I believe in the Chechen cause as much as I believe in the Circassian cause. I have respect for all my Chechen brothers and sisters, no matter where they are and who they are. And I am loyal to all of them. I and many Circassians, loyal to them, loyal to their cause. We are asking you as your brothers to leave all differences aside and rally behind the effective leadership that is making things possible for all of us in Europe and in the Western world. And this is the way how I see things into the future. In a history, what happened in the past is no longer important, because there is no way that we could change anything that happened in the past. History is only something for us to learn lessons from. But the future of the Chechens, the Cherkess nations, and other nations, the Dagestanis and the Uyghurs, the future is the most important thing, especially when there is an opportunity for us, real opportunity for us to achieve what we want. So this is the time for unity. If there is a time in the North Caucasus history for unity, it is this time. Peacefully, in a civilized way, in a very effective way, we are going to be able to make the case for the North Caucasus, for Chechnya, Circassia, Ingushetia, and Dagestan, and other nations of the North Caucasus. But it's all dependent on our ability to coordinate and establish unity first. That's the message I have.
Thank you very much for your words. I would like to ask Chamil, we are talking about line between campanellism or different opinions, which is democracy in Chechen society. But since Soviet Union, we know aggressive attacks to independent, for example, of Ukraine, how Ukraine was fighting during Soviet time for the independence, how Lithuania and Georgia were fighting. And today we are facing just a lot of forces created by KGB, of course, FSB, like in Soviet time, NKVD and MGB were doing, attacked real government in exile of Ukraine or Lithuania. Today we see such attacks on government of Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, and you know very perfectly this. Are they dangerous? Are they dangerous today?
So I will respond in two points. First point, intern Chechen division, and the second point is North Caucasus nations, between North Caucasus, the division which we have. So we have to start with the starting point. The starting point is the situation created by the Russia, Soviet period, Russian period, modern period, and our job, our work is to change that. So they created divisions between the nations of the North Caucasus. What we are doing now, since the creation of this North Caucasus Nations Committee, since our relationship with Iyad, with other Cherkessian brothers, with the brothers from Dagestan and the others, we are breaking this current situation. We are showing to our people that the unity is possible, the communication is possible, brotherhood is possible. And this is what our people want. This is what the people in the diaspora and in the homeland, in Caucasus, want us to do. They want us to talk about unity, brotherhood, coordination, and struggle for the liberty of all the Caucasus. This is the point concerning the North Caucasus. The point concerning the internal divisions between the Ichkeria movements. So, we have Ichkeria. This is the independent state proclaimed by the Chechen people, defended by the Chechen people. The Chechen people struggled for it, the Chechen people worked for it, and now we have the government of the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, who is representing Ichkeria in diaspora, in exile. And Russians are doing all they can, did and are continuing to do, to have division among that work. They see that the work is, the job that the government is making, headed by Ahmed Zakayev, is efficient, is working. In Ukraine, in Europe, in USA, everywhere there is work going on, there is results. We have achieved many things, and now they are just doing all they can to divide, to make suspicions, to make doubt to the people about the work we do, and our job is to persuade, to convince the people, our people in homeland, in diaspora, that all these things are not true. We are representing our people. We are representing the traditions of our people. We are representing the particularity of our people, and we are representing the choice of the Chechen people. We are continuing to struggle for the choice of the Chechen people for the liberty. And they created and they are continuing to create marginal groups of extremists, religion extremists, and also on the other hand, they created marginal of people that are against the religion, to divide us, to make all possible, all the means that they are using to divide us are satanic. They are going, they have no shame of nothing. Political division, religious division, division between the N.Caucasus Nations people. Always talking about the subject that are harming us. This is the job that we are making, stopping and annihilating their tentatives, where their division strategy by the work that we do on that conference, on all the conferences that we make, communicating with each other, visiting each other. Our representatives were on the Shirkasha Day in USA, Iyad and Zag, and all our brothers Circassians come here in Europe. We are communicating, we are creating a platform of unity, and we are showing to our people that we are united, we are not divided, we will continue to struggle together, and we will not commit the same errors of the history that Iyad mentioned, when they achieve to divide us and to make us hate each other.
Thank you, Chamil. This is so important to understand for our audience, because this is a call, this is motif to be united. This is a reason to be united, because the enemy is so strong. There is no chance to be indifferent now, only to be united. And Burak, actually you are only Chechen person among us, because we have, we are English, Italian, Cherkess. I represent Georgia and Ukraine. Can you imagine? It's so important. It's like a diamond. Chechen society, independence of Chechen Republic, it's like a diamond. It's a symbol of freedom. It's a symbol for all the world, I think. What you expect from us? What help you expect as Deputy Minister of Government of Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, Foreign Affairs?
Yeah. All these problems, this unity, the hate, each other nations, all artificial. They all created by the Russians. They artificially imposed hates between North Caucasian nations, and they created artificial problems. But in fact, as a whole North Caucasian people, we fought together for centuries to achieve our independence. Chechen Republic of Ichkeria declared its independence with all legal basis. So Ichkeria exists. Today it is exist, and tomorrow it will be exist. But to have it, we need the unity. We need the unity, and the European people, the Western governments, now understand that how evil state is Russia. When we were talking about it 20 years before, 50 years before, they had an illusion that Russia can be a democratic country and the people can live freely with them. But today, with the war in Ukraine, they understand that Russia is an evil state and the people all in this region must have their independence, must preserve their culture, identity, and there is only one way to keep it, to establish a union like European Union, that all these nations will keep their cultural identity, their languages, their independent countries, but they have to act as a European Union altogether. So this is very important that all these European Western people that they must help us to reach our aim. Because if we reach this aim, there will be peace in the region, there will be security in the region, and the North Caucasus will be the shining sun in this region.
Great. Just a final couple of words, right? Each speaker.
I try to put the question of Caucasian unity in perspective, from another point of view. Caucasian people and Chechen people in particular, I think, think about Europeans like people that has no enough courage to fight. And in the recent Chechen history, this was true, because European choosing the security and the tranquility instead to fight for some values that are fundamental for every people. And we are paying this lack of courage as Europeans. So try to, I appeal to Caucasian people, try to look at us not as people that are only weak, but people that you can educate to courage. We have the structure, we have the money, we have a lot of good things for you, but you can learn to you how to be united. Don't expect from us, from the external nations, the force to unite. Show us what is the fundamental element that it's necessary for you and for us to keep together. It's courage, and Caucasian people had a lot of courage. So make this courage a resource to unite yourself and to show us how you unite ourselves.
Good. Chamil.
In conclusion, I would say that we have to thank the organizers of the conference, the government of the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Burak, and I hope that the conclusions and the issues which were discussed on this conference will be that we will have the possibility to work on them and to develop them and to go step by step to achieve our goal. And I'm sure that we can do that with all the possibility and all the potential that we have. And thank you also, Ina, Andrei, for all the work that you do for us all. And you are the media platform of the Ichkeria and of the N.Caucasus Nations Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Burak, please.
As a conclusion, I want to appeal to the old diasporas. I think now it is time to stop all these problems inside of the old diasporas. We have to reunite it. We have to wake up from the pink dreams that we are inside of it. If you would like to survive, if you would like to protect our identity, it is time to wake up. It is time to achieve that our grandfathers that were dreaming that living an independent North Caucasus. Today is this day. We have to do it, and it's time to be united.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. I will tell you that the North Caucasus nations, in particular the Chechens and the Circassians and the English, they should follow a logic, and that logic, whatever Russia's policy is, we have to confront it and reverse it. Historically, if in the 19th century the northeastern front of the Circassians was united, the northwestern front of the Circassian was united with the southeastern front of Imam Chamil, Russia would have never been able to conquer the Caucasus. Russia followed at that rule, the Tsarist Russia followed at that tune a divide and rule policy that divided us, that put obstacles in the middle of the unity, and then they were able to defeat Imam Chamil, conquer Chechnya and Dagestan, and they turned around to Circassians, and we fought them for 7 years after that, defending our land, and after that we lost, and it was a disaster to the North Caucasus people, caused genocide, caused diaspora, caused expulsion of people that send them into diaspora land. And today, 158 years later, 157 years later, we are living the consequences of Russia's policy of divide the North Caucasus people and rule them. So, the message to the Chechen brothers and sisters, to the Circassians inside and outside the Caucasus, and to all other nations of the Caucasus, is Russia's policy. If Russia's policy is divide and rule, then our policy must be unite and become free. They follow divide and rule, we follow unite and become free. Today, we have this opportunity. We have a leadership in Europe today is well respected, practical, achieving and accomplishing in many different ways what we could not have accomplished 20, 25 years ago. Today, this is ours. We have this. This is something, this is a platform we need to build on. We must build on if we are looking for a better future outside the control of Russia's divide and rule policy. This is the platform that we have, primarily for our Chechen brothers and sisters, whoever they are, wherever they are. Same thing for the other North Caucasus people. That unity of the North Caucasus people in the North Caucasus, we will not be able to achieve the strategic ability to become free. The unification, the uniting the spirit among the North Caucasus people, and it doesn't have to be in any type of a government or confederation or any type of a political setup, but it would have to be a strategic unity and strategic common way of thinking, united way of thinking, is going to give us the strategic ability, the practical strategic ability that would be respected in the West, would be admired and accepted in the West, to extend the hand of help for us to be able to achieve our perspective in our dreams for the North Caucasus to become free like any other nation in the world, whether it's in Circassia, Chechnya, Ingushetia, or Dagestan. The key is very simple, the principle is very simple here. We just need to follow up on this, and we just need to follow it and achieve it. And the key element here is very simple one too, and it's unity. And it's the time to leave all differences aside. We'll settle them later. And if our brothers and sisters among the Chechen and the Circassians, they think that we are doing something wrong, Tell us what are we doing wrong. How can we change this and make it right for you? What can we do to make things right for you so you would be united with us? This is the perspective today, positive thinking, in order to achieve the goals in the future without being affected by Russia's policy of divide and rule. Just unite and become free.